Hello everyone, and thanks for watching. Today we're going to talk about recall and how to develop a solid recall. A lot of dogs have a belief that recall is optional. This is one of the most common problems I run into when training dogs on their recall. So the way we teach a dog that recall is not optional is going to start by only calling them to come if we know they will come, or we can enforce the come. So if our dog is in the yard and they're at a distance, and historically they don't like to come inside from the yard, not a good time to ask them to come, because if I call come and they don't come, now recall is believed to be optional. So starting at even a really short distance, like from me to Charlie, Charlie, come. Good boy. Good boy. Even at a foot, he is going to do it. He knows I have food. That is totally fine. I want him to find recall to be one, highly rewarding, and two, non-optional. So Charlie, come. Good boy. Charlie, come. Good boy. As we start to add some distance, it can be advisable to do a jackpot, which a jackpot is offering multiple food rewards to tell him that's exactly what I was looking for. So in a scenario where maybe we've only practiced him recalling from a few feet, I add some more distance. Charlie, come! And I'll give him 2 or 3 treats to tell him that's exactly what I was looking for. Good boy, buddy. Good come. Again, if we're trying to work with that idea that recall is non-optional for a dog, an example being the yard, that is one of the most common issues that we see, is thinking about putting a leash on them before they go out 10 to 20 feet and let them drag it around the yard, or a stake in the ground so that if you call them to come inside and they don't respond, that we have a way to actually track them down and it doesn't become a situation where it's keep away, which most dogs are going to love that game. And we're really going to then even take ourselves further away from a reliable recall. The other thing that can be very helpful for dogs that are reluctant to come inside when asked would be working on in and out of the door as part of the recall, where dogs tend to see us standing at the door as an indication that their playtime is done, which just is going to increase the likelihood that they don't want to come in. So having a puppy in the middle game where you get 2 people and you bounce the dog back and forth, calling them to come. So Charlie, come, Charlie, come, Charlie, come. Get him really accustomed to coming to you is just going to be food. And then one of you stand inside and one of you stand outside, bounce him back and forth through an open door so he can see that you calling him through the door is not necessarily an end to his play. And then one last factor that tends to be really important is optional versus non-optional recall. So the way we usually teach that would be optional is, come here, buddy, come on, come inside, more friendly, excited as our way to invite the dog. If they do not come inside, no need to enforce it. Over time, we want them to realize like that is their choice. So same situation, I'm sitting on the couch and I want to cuddle with my dog. Come here, buddy. And if they don't come, no big deal. If it is a situation where I say, Charlie, come, and he doesn't come, I definitely need to enforce it. If we're switching to our non-optional recall, that's going to be Charlie, come, or back come. If the dog does not respond to that, we need to have a way to enforce that, whether it's with a leash or they're just at a close enough proximity that we motivate them. In a situation where our dog doesn't come and we think we can enforce it, I would encourage you to call them to come 2 times from the position you started at. If they do not respond at that point, we cut the distance in half and ask one more time. If they don't respond at that point, going all the way to them with some food, showing them the food, and Charlie, come, and inviting them to come to you that way. So say I'm calling him from here, he doesn't respond, I call again, he doesn't respond, half the distance, good boy, and then if he doesn't respond, Charlie, come, good boy, Pax here, good boy, good dogs. That is the basics of your come command.